step back just a little bit. This is Nick Bellafato, and I'm here with WBO, NABO Junior Welterweight Champ, Karim Hitta Mayfield, San Francisco, California, who in an NABF title eliminator is set up to face off with Mauricio Herrera in the most pivotal bout of his career next Saturday night in his debut on HBO from Verona, New York. Karim, I have to say, as a San Francisco native myself, who's interviewed several current and former world champions, I finally caught up with you. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for having me. I'm always ready to represent.
Now you stuck with boxing during difficult times, and after a couple of recent successful ESPN dates, which have catapulted your career forward, you now have an opportunity to shine on HBO next weekend. Can you briefly describe your journey in getting to this point, as well as your sentiments on hitting the big stage?
Yeah, as you said before, it was very long journey, and I have been through some real tough times as where my career was on a standstill. I wasn't sure what was going to be the next step, what was going to be the next fight. But nevertheless, as you said before, that it's time to shine, and I look forward to moving forward on October 27th and fighting on HBO. This is the biggest stage, one of the biggest stages, if not the biggest stage of boxing. And not only do I have to win and look good by winning.
Now, on one of those ESPN dates, you became the first man ever to stop Steve Forbes, who's been in with some excellent fighters. What did that fight tell you about yourself?
Well, the fight told me about myself that, the guy had never been knocked out before. He'd been in there with some world champions, Andre Berto, De La Hoya, just to name a few. But nevertheless, I was able to go the full 10 rounds. It told me I could go 10 rounds for the first time, and it showed me that I still had power towards the end of the 10 rounds, and I was able to compete with the best in the world.
Of course, you'll be facing Mauricio Herrera on this occasion, who is by far more seasoned than your latest opponent, Raymond Serrano. And although he can be versatile, Herrera's main game is to body up and work from the inside out. Being that you're a fighter who primarily works at range, is doing what you do on a normal basis going to turn the trick for you? Or are you prepared to deal with Herrera in close quarters if need be?
We are prepared to deal with Herrera in close quarters. We had brought in different sparring partners for that particular style and for a particular look, and I can move, I definitely can move good, but at times during sparring, we stayed in the inside and worked from there. I'm not looking to be in a war, but if I have to, I'm ready to go to war. And I'm not looking to be running the whole fight, but if I have to, I'm going to be moving. But nevertheless, I'll be doing a mixture of all things just to give them a different look and just to give them an overall different look and a different atmosphere in the ring, I should say.
Speaking of infighting, and I know you've heard this criticism before, some of your past wins have been a bit ugly in that there was a little bit of mugging going on the inside as opposed to letting your hands go. Has there been an effort to shore up on your inside game, not only to become a more complete fighter and while you step up the competition, but perhaps just as importantly to have a more visibly appealing style in regards to performing on before an HBO crowd?
That's a good question. For that particular fight, that where a lot of people spoke on a lot of the mugging, we had, for instance, that the world saw was Stevie Forbes. And for that particular fight, we literally worked on doing mugging for that fight. As you can see, I won every round. I came out unscathed, and it tired them out. If you look at my title fight where I fought Patrick Lopez, there was no mugging at all, and we boxed. So I'd say, to answer your question, that we definitely work on things. As I said, you can't only win in this game nowadays. You have to look good by winning, and if that's going to take me, maybe not mugging as much, it will. But I have to do what I have to do to win the fight. I'm the only one that's in the ring, so I do what I have to do to win the fight, but it's different strokes for different folks.
As I mentioned, Herrera is primarily the one who fights in tight. With that said, he has to get close, and it's on the way in that he appears vulnerable, especially to a right hand as he lowers his guard or fails to use his jab at times. In that sense, I would imagine that setting traps or running him into shots would be par for the course. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, that was a very good observation. We definitely look towards doing that, but we also look forward to backing him up at times. we looked at a fight with him against Ruslan Panovnikov, and he actually tried to box a whole lot in that fight. You know, you can't find that one on YouTube. Someone sent it to me in the mail. But I'm not sure what he comes to bring to the fight, but regardless, we're going to impose our will. So regardless where he comes with, we know what we're coming with. And we've been working on our left hand for this camp, and we're going to give him a whole different look than something else that he has expected or seen from different fighters.
You primarily use your jab as a rangefinder to set up your right hand. Was there an urgency to use the jab as more of a weapon to keep the infighting Herrera at bay? I mean, against Serrano, you used the stiff jab, which seemed to initially set the table for you, where you eventually pounded Serrano out.
Yes, we actually stiff jab. We've been working on a power jab in this camp. Also the double jab, where we switch it up at time where it's not as powerful. But we definitely have worked on the jab, and we've seen that he's vulnerable for the jab. And we're going to set that up, and it's going to come up with a lot of different looks with the jab, opposed to just jabbing to the face. We're going to be jabbing everywhere, not to be giving up too much of the game plan, but we'll be jabbing everywhere, and we definitely want to set up a whole lot come October 27th.
You have a tendency to extend or flail your arms out, kind of waiting for the referee to break you up, where you leave yourself open. And to those who choose to let their hands go while in close, you might be vulnerable yourself. Have you been getting away from that tendency, or will that be a concern going against Herrera, who might try to take advantage of that situation?
I can see you're a student of the game because you,
yes, sir.
you have a lot of good points there. But nevertheless, we do see that is not a move that we're going to be doing with Herrera. He does like to work his left and right hand from the inside. And as you stated before, that it can be vulnerable, and we do not look to expose any type of vulnerabilities that we may have during the fight, during those times of clinches, or we may have, what have you. But nevertheless, we won't be doing that to answer your question.
A few more questions. Hang in with me, champ. You've had cuts in your last few fights. Have they healed? And do you expect to have any problems with cuts if you get hit in those same areas?
I don't. I actually have keloid skin, where it's the warrior skin that heals actually great from the inside. But nevertheless, if something was to happen, knock on wood, I got knock on wood, it's not. We have a great cut man in Rob Garcia. As you see from the fight, as soon as I was cut, he actually put it together and it bled no more during the fight.
This bout with Herrera was initially postponed. Did that throw you off in any way?
No, actually gave me a little bit more time to plan, and it was actually put on a bigger stage, so I'd say it was a blessing for the most part.
Because of this opportunity, you stated that you didn't know you could train this hard. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, I've actually started grinding more. You know, I've thought I've grind hard, but I guess with this opportunity, I knew how much it was at stake, and I just went all the way in. I was doing 3-a-days, and you know, waking up extra early. You're supposed to waking up at 8. I was definitely going to 5 a.m. The type of stuff that the old pugs used to do back in the 1900s to all the way up to the 90s. I'd say nowadays guys are getting a little more relaxed and working out a little later. But nevertheless, I've been stepping it up.
Virgil Hunter says, and rightfully so, that Mauricio Herrera is no walk in the park, and that for you to win, you're going to have to fight the fight of your life and take the victory, because there are no givens here. With that said, what's going to give you the edge physically, mentally, or strategically?
Mentally, my mind is strong. Physically, I feel I'm a stronger fighter. And just, I think overall, I just have I've been through a lot just overall in my life period. And I'm blessed, and I see me coming up with a victory in my hands, raised in victory, October 27th, being victorious.
Last couple of questions. Virgil has went up against Herrera before and working the corner for Mike Dallas. Do you feel somewhat comforted by that fact?
I do. He's seen Herrera before, and Dallas. It was a very close fight with Dallas. I was able to spar Dallas for this fight. He did things that he felt Mauricio did, and it worked a lot. Mauricio throws a whole lot of punches. I actually seen that being a reason for his demise, and he's going to open himself up a whole lot from throwing those punches.
You're considered a late bloomer at age 31. any sense of desperation, or you feel like you need to get Herrera out of there so as to make a statement before a national audience?
Yeah, I always do. I always feel that way. And, you know, at 31, I actually feel preserved. I haven't been fighting for a long time. I haven't been in any crazy wars. And I'm just happy to be here and happy to seize the opportunity and just look forward to moving forward and showing the world that I will be a household name come October 27th.
Last question. You said a win against Herrera would allow you to call out the big names. Any specific names in mind, or who are we talking about?
Yeah, see, tonight if Garcia wins, we'll definitely be calling out Garcia to name one of the guys. Any of the guys that's in the, any of these world-class guys for the most part. I feel I don't have to have 30 or 40 odd fights like Mike Alvarado had to have to get on a big stage like that. I feel after just the opponents that I fought that I'll be able to call out the names. After I beat Mauricio Herrera, I'll definitely be able to call out those names more so.
Good luck, and before we wrap up, what you want to say to fight fans around the world as well as here in the Bay Area?
Fight fans around the world, definitely tune in October 27th. It's going to be a good look. Karim Mayfield is going to be victorious. Check me out. It's going on. It's going down. We got to go.
Thanks a lot, Karim.
Thanks for having me.
Good.